Hello beautiful people, Timmy is here with an absolutely amazing episode in which we're gonna clarify, should Lubu ride a camel or should Lubu ride this old elephant over there? And we're gonna do this beautifully with 60 battery ports to highlight the difference between these two types of mercenaries you see now on the screen. And on top of this, also in this episode, we have to talk a little bit about the news, what happened in the last couple of days, aka anniversary, because I think I can give you a couple of good news. So let's jump in again. As you guys have noticed, we have now new mercenaries, which indeed do look interesting, but not necessarily from the performance perspective. And that's why this video is super important, because every time you want to unlock a new mercenary, well, you're gonna need these facility tokens, which are far better spent if you go down here in this tree and put it whatever you need it. But first, let's start with my approach when it comes down to these new mercenaries, as it also applies to the heroes in Age of Empires Mobile. Because sure, indeed, they don't necessarily look like they were gonna perform better, but I see them as alternatives in-game. Or in other words, this positive argument, well, you don't have to spend your items to unlock all of them. But in this episode, we're only gonna focus on the difference between the Indian elephant, and we wanna compare that performance with Lubu's setup, this time playing with this new mercenary, because sure, indeed, they look pretty interesting. So we're gonna have 30 battery ports in which I'm gonna use for this setup the Camel Riders, and then I'm going to present you the data from another 30 battery ports, but this time, well, we're going to use the old elephants, like this. So what you're seeing now on the screen are the 30 battery ports highlighting the total damage output basically from Lubu, because Attila and Timo won't do any damage. And the most important number is actually here downstairs, the average damage. And that's 193,385 total damage output, an average from 30 battery ports. So beautiful people, what you also see in here is literally the damage output from Lubu. It's sorted from bottom right, where you see the worst performance possible, 94,960 total damage, all the way up there, in which you see a total damage output coming from Lubu of 298,740 points. And so you understand why we have such a big gap. Well, all you have to do is just literally click on his skills and see over there, for example, an activation chance of 25%. Or if we have a look at the weak spot attack, well, we have an activation chance of 20%. So that's why this results interval, it's very, very big. But I'm gonna put this beautifully in a graphic. Now, let's have a look at the cavalry setup and put on the screen the 30 battery ports. Well, this time we are using this mercenary, the Camel Rider. And here are the numbers. Again, you are seeing battery ports in two columns. And the most important number downstairs is the average total damage output of Lubu, but this time with the camels. And you already noticed the number is kind of bigger. 210,585 total damage output on an average from 30 battery ports. And in order for me to highlight the difference between the camels and the elephants, the best way to do that is with a graphic. So let's add this on the screen. So pay attention to these two colors. So you see upstairs in green, that's Lubu's setup with the camels, mercenaries, and marked with blue is Lubu, but this time using the old elephants mercenaries. And what you see on this graphic are actually all 30 battery ports sorted from the lowest value possible, which is basically here, all the way up to the craziest total damage done by Lubu when he was actually super lucky. And also important to mention is the interrupted blue line, which represents the average total damage output of Lubu with the elephants, and yeah, the green interrupted line represents the average total damage output this time when Lubu is riding the new camels. So let's analyze the entire battle result interval in order for you to understand even better the difference. So let's start downstairs here. presuming you're gonna be absolutely super unlucky, well, if you are using the elephants, you're gonna start somewhere here, which is kind of pretty low. If you were to use the camels, well, you are up here. So basically this small interval right here, within this big interval, you already have a big advantage. And then we have the middle portion of this results interval, in which you see there is a constant and noticeable difference if you are using the camels or if you are using the elephants. But we also have a very small interval, starting up here all the way up. A very small interval, in which you are seeing the cases in which you are extremely lucky with Lubu's activation skills, well, using the elephants, which is by the way the blue line, is going to be slightly better than if you were to use the camels, which is the green line, though the difference is not big. So in other words, 90% of this entire interval tells us that Lubu using the camels, mercenaries, is, you see the number right now, 8.9% better than Lubu using the old mercenaries, which were the elephants. Now you guys let me know what you think about this analysis and about this difference, as indeed it is noticeable, but we also must take in consideration, in order for you to get this extra 8.9% performance, you're actually going to need those facility coins to get another vouchers to unlock these new camel mercenaries. And just as an example, I have right now 5 out of 12 mercenary tickets, and for the next extra ticket, well, that's gonna cost me 1,600 of these facility tokens. And beautiful people, we have a video on this channel, and this stuff over here are far more important than that. Good, now to the second part of this episode. Obviously, yeah, you're not just only watching my videos, you're watching the videos from Sneaky, from Sigarm, from Catzilla. He done actually a beautiful episode yesterday regarding this, yeah, anniversary stuff. And the community must take an example of us all content creators, because we all tell you, please pay attention to these so-called offers, because they are so bad versus what you can get with the lucky moments, that we can honestly say that's no anniversary celebration. If the developers still don't see a reason to change those, they still have to make a small adjustment, and that has to do with the name of this, because we can no longer use the name anniversary, as the word funeral celebration will fit rather much better. And I have been reading the entire day, the entire messages on the Edge of Empires official Discord channel, and a lot of you guys are angry, and a lot of you guys say, well, I'm gonna quit. Now, exactly because of this reason, I've done a video yesterday with Sneaky.
Boom.
And he said he's probably gonna upload that video on his channel tomorrow. So keep an eye on this, because honestly speaking, if you are right now at a Citadel level, I don't know, 29, 30, that means you actually want to have these mobile games. And the truth is also, there are a lot of games out there which are far worse than this. And especially in that episode, I don't want to give you too much spoilers. I am presenting you guys, with the help from Sneaky, a few changes which the developers can do very fast, which instantly can make this game an amazing platform on which everybody can have a lot of fun. And when I say everybody, yes indeed, we start from the free-to-play players all the way up to accounts like this, for example. So make sure you don't miss that episode on Sneaky's channel. And by the way, regarding this $2,000 base skin, this is my approach, beautiful people. I have right now 1,690 of these tokens, but I also must show you this tab over here, draw tokens, as I have not bought a single of these packs, because this is absolutely worth it. It's just this pack over here, I think 20,000 Empire coins, and what I'm gonna do is simply hoard this item in the same way the theme tokens. As of right now, I have a beautiful 325 of these tokens for free. At one point, I can take something from here. but it won't be something super crazy from the stats perspective. And as always, beautiful people, that was it for this episode. I hope you liked it. Obviously, please share your thoughts in the comments regarding this analysis. What do you think about the difference? Would you say it's worth it to get the Camel Mercenaries? As we do indeed have a close to 9% difference. And sure, rate also my work or the way which I have presented you this information and these tests. And as always, beautiful people, support what supports you back, because that is this channel. Two ways to do that, very simple. One way is free, which is subscribe, watch these videos till the end, share your thoughts in the comments. And the other way is actually to take advantage of this channel sponsor, which is Eneba. Granted, as of right now, we must be absolutely honest. Without any changes to this, it doesn't make any sense to purchase anything, as you're not missing out on anything, as we have the lucky moments every single day. So, with that being said, beautiful people, thank you very much for watching, and I'm gonna catch you in the next episode. Ciao, ciao, ciao.